with Ice Cube, who is also an industry plant and looks like an agent. If you remember, Ice Cube was also in a group called CIA, which supposedly stood for Crew in Action. A little obvious, ain't it? Amazingly, Ice Cube later admitted on Bill Maher that rap was a CIA front, and a large number of the gang leaders were planted. And most of the rappers were and are agents as well.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. So,
literally the same people?
Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. So, you know, it seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that, you know, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Certain flavors are exposed on the record. You know, some records are made by committee. Meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. So the narrative is really kind of, you know, structured and really made into what the record company want the record to be, and what the, you know, a lot of artists are frustrated with this kind of music making. You know, a lot of people, you know, feel like they're being controlled by the label. This is how they do it. Telling you what songs to sing, what hooks to do, what songs, you know, you can do your song, that's fine. That's an album cut. But the single is what we all say is the single. So you have, you know, the record company pushing the narrative, you know.
Hell or heaven, and then I woke up with a pain in my gut, headache and sweat. I'm cracking no need to release and keep my mind in one piece. Insanity is hard to keep with fighting demons in your sleep. I try to view life in better ways with bright sunny days, but memories of dead homies in bed igniting my rage. I'm cracking no need to release and keep my mind in one piece. Insanity is hard to keep with fighting demons in your sleep. I try to view life.
And somewhat, you know, some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full. Now, there's a lot of dots to connect to make that happen. But I'm just giving you a broad example of how people at the top can manipulate what's going on with the people who are bickering and fighting. I just gave you a music example. But there's
John Holmston, a retired CIA agent, has admitted on national Russian television that the CIA was behind the creation of the 1980s hip-hop scene and financed major hip-hop acts including NWA, Africa Boombata, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The government at the time spent, quote, big money, serious money, on this covert operation destined to further division and corrupt the American youth to nihilist, anti-establishment, and anti-American ideologies, he explained in a half-hour interview broadcast on national television. Famous hip-hop songs of the legendary hip-hop outfit NWA were even scripted by a team of psychologists and war propaganda